So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Judith Okay, and today I'm going to be preparing something really sumptuous, something that is really easy to prepare, but at the same time it actually does take time. It is called Asun, goat meat Asun, and since it has to do with goat meat, we all know that most of the times goat meat takes a lot of time before it gets like really soft. And as far as Asun is concerned, this has to be very soft. So guys, keep on watching while we get started, okay? To start off guys, I have my properly washed and boneless goat meat. Of course, you buy the goat meat and then it will have bone in it, but you'll have to like take your time to debone it. So you'll have just the meat and probably the flesh. That's if you want it. So next off, I added my seasoning cube, and in this case I am using Knorr. You can use any seasoning cube of your choice. If you have any seasoning cube that's goat meat flavor, I would advise you use that because it actually adds a better flavor to this recipe, and then it makes things a lot better. But then I couldn't get that, so I am actually using what I have. Then next off, I added yellow curry. This is called masala yellow curry. If you cook jollof rice a lot, you should be familiar with this curry because it smells really nice, and then the aroma is everything. Then next I went in with Napa goat meat flavor, and this for me guys was a game changer as it helps to enhance that goat meat flavor and bring it out, and that was actually what I wanted, so I got it. After that guys, I went in with a pinch of salt, if that makes any sense. Actually, I do not like cooking with a lot of salt. I don't know if I have any reason for that, but that's actually how I make my meals, okay? So next off, I gave it like a proper stir, and this is to actually help incorporate the entire ingredients into the goat meat. You sure do not want it to stay up there, just stay up there. You want it to mix properly with the goat meat, and that was exactly what I did. So the next thing that went in is your onions, and if you know me very well guys, I love to cook with a whole lot of onions. I don't know if I have a better reason for that, but I just love the flavor it gives, especially when you're making goat meat. After that, I placed it on fire and allowed it to cook for some minutes, and this is what we had, okay? Then I went ahead and added a bit of garlic, a little bit of garlic. That's not hurt anyone, because some people tend to say, oh, I don't like garlic in my meal and stuff like that. If I cook food with garlic for you, you'll not even perceive it, so you don't even know that there is actually garlic inside. If you paid proper attention guys, you notice that up to this point I've not added water to that meat. All that is actually the juice from the goat meat. And how I get my water, I've explained this in my previous video. So I normally pound ginger and then I add water to it, mix it properly, and I use sieve to separate the chaff from the water, because what I actually need is the water. So that's what I normally do, because I don't like using the chaff from that ginger. I don't know if I have a reason for that, but I just love to do it that way, okay? So that's what I did to add some water to the goat meat. So guys, remember I said that this asun has to be very soft. In order to achieve that, I had to keep adding water. Like I added lots of water. I will cook till the pot is almost getting dry, then I'll add water again. Once I notice that the water has gone down and the meat isn't soft enough, I'll add water again, and I cooked it properly till it was very soft. And that's what we want to achieve. Once that's done guys, we'll move to the next step, and let me tell you what that is. I added fresh pepper. Normally asun is supposed to be pepperish, so but if you don't like whatever it is you're eating very spicy, you can actually add the quantity of pepper you like in your food. It doesn't have to be pepperish because it has to be pepperish. If you know that it will disturb you, don't make it pepperish guys, okay? But normally asun is supposed to be pepperish, okay? After that guys, give it a proper stir and allow it to keep cooking. So while this was on fire guys, I went ahead and started frying the fresh tomato. See, this aspect is actually optional. Like, you don't have to add fresh tomato. It's actually your choice, but I had my reason of adding fresh tomato. Some people don't add at all, some people add just very little, but then I use the amount I use, and I loved it that way. Okay, you know already how this goes down. You place your frying pan on fire, let it dry up, then you add your desired quantity of groundnut oil, let it heat up a bit, then you add the onion, then stir fry it for some minutes, guys. Actually, anyhow you like your onions. Then after that, you add your fresh tomato and you keep frying. Fry your fresh tomato till it's no longer tasting sour. But when you get a fresh tomato, like a really fresh tomato, it doesn't take that long to get it ready for whatever it is you want to use it for. Did you notice how there's no much groundnut oil in this? Come on, it is meat you are preparing and not stew. So guys, let's get right to the next step, because of course guys, at this point the fresh tomato was ready for use. Hope you remember that the goat meat is still on fire, and at this point it is actually very soft. I mean very, very soft. I was able to achieve it. And did you notice how there is no much juice left in the goat meat? You actually want this amount or this quantity of juice to be remaining, because that's what I'm going to use to finish up the garnishing. I love when it's juicy and not for your asun to be very dry. Some people make it very dry though, but I don't like it. I don't like it that way. So I actually just leave some juice laying around somewhere that I will use to do the proper garnishing. I went ahead and separated the meat from the water, because there is this particular step that you must not skip as far as asun is concerned. So normally after cooking the goat meat, you are supposed to smoke it. Smoking, I don't mean roasting, because there are two different ways. So if you actually have the manual means, the local means of smoking it, that's actually good, because that's the best way to actually go about it. But since I didn't have like the manual means, I don't have a grill, and I don't have like an oven, I went ahead to do this with the microwave machine, and it actually served, right? So I've mentioned a lot of things that you can use to do this. So you allow it to stay in the microwave for some times, and then this is what we have going on. Okay, this wasn't like so dry, but I believe what I achieved was it was dry in the outside, but inside was very, very fluffy. Then next I started shredding the goat's meat into smaller pieces. It actually depends on you. You can take one whole piece of goat meat, then you shred it into 3 pieces or 4 pieces, even 5. It all depends on you. So I started to shred the goat meat into my desired size. When I was done cutting it, this is actually what it all looks like. You see, some parts are dry, some parts are fluffy, and that's what you want to get. So next off, I scooped a little bit of groundnut oil from the already fried fresh tomato, so I can use it to fry this bell pepper. This is called green bell pepper. You can actually add all together the 3 kinds of bell pepper we have, both the green, the red, and the yellow bell pepper. At this point, I added a little bit of spice. As you can see, it's not even up to a pinch of spice, just very little. Then you stir fry. After that, we head straight to the optional part. Now let me tell you something, guys. Fresh tomato is actually very much optional in this recipe, but I just decided to add it for a reason. Now it is time to actually add the goat meat. Then after adding the goat meat, give it like a proper stir. Then remember the stock, the meat stock that I had set aside. It is actually time to incorporate it into this. So I added all the meat stock that I had. As you can see, it has turned like very thick. I added every single thing so that I will get enough juice for this asun. For me, without that juice, that little water, without that fluffiness, it is not asun for me. Guys, did you see how this is looking? So sumptuous, so delicious, so enticing. It is so good, for the eyes to behold, and it actually tasted really well. So now we have come to the end of asun preparation, and I hope you loved it, and I hope you learned 1 or 2, guys. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Also share this video so that a lot more people will get to learn how to prepare asun. And then leave a comment below if you want us to teach you how to cook any kind of Nigerian recipe. I'll be there to do that for you. Okay, so see you guys in my next video.